This is why I go
We're
on
about
a,
to get canceled.
This is why I go on a hiatus.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is a very, very special, sentimental, kind of sad vlog because it's my last New York vlog. I went home for the very last time ever, like to my childhood home, the one that I grew up in. I moved in when I was 5, and oh my gosh, it is so weird. As you guys know, my parents are selling their house and they're moving to Cincinnati, so that's amazing, but it is just a really weird feeling. Like that I'll never be returning to that house ever again. So, of course, I had to document all of it. The final goodbyes, the final days on Long Island. Okay, I thought I was doing something with this angle, like, oh, we could see the trees in the background. But I feel like this lighting is not it for me. Okay, I think this is a little bit better. But Zach and I actually had a little bit of a travel nightmare where, of course, we decided to travel in the middle of a hurricane. Not in the middle of a hurricane, like we weren't in the hurricane. We weren't anywhere near the hurricane, actually, but it just impacts all of the flights like across the country, so you'll see that happen. It wasn't the smoothest of traveling conditions, but what made up for the travel nightmares was returning home to some new furniture. I am so excited. I'm sitting in this little bedroom nook that I have just not known what to do with in my house. Like, I can insert a little video of what it did look like. I kind of just threw a couch by the window. I didn't love it. It didn't feel put together, and Wayfair is working with me on this video, and they have made my bedroom dreams come true. Okay, I'm going to once again remind you what the space used to look like. Take it all in, really just absorb that. It did not look great. And now here is the after. I am so obsessed. I really just turned it into like a whole living room setup. So if you need any ideas for your living room, all of the pieces I ordered from Wayfair are a slam dunk. The quality, the material, like it almost doesn't make sense for the price I paid. Like this table especially absolutely stunned me. I have one downstairs in my actual living room that is seriously, I think it's like 5 or 6 times more money, and the quality is not even as good. It's already chipping. But yeah, so we've got this beautiful table with, I think it's called like an X leg shape, and then I added in these cream chairs. And the really cool thing about these, you can pull it out and it's like a little ottoman to kind of just put your legs. And then there's also storage, which is so nice. And I'm not sure if the chairs are currently available. I mean, if they are, I will link them. If they're not, I'm going to link a similar option that's the same look, same vibe, same good quality. The ones that I have in mind that I almost got are actually a little more elevated, I would say. Same price point though, and the price point is really good. I also love this side table that comes in a bunch of different color options. I think you could make the marble black, you could make this pewter bronze, and the lamp, it's so perfect for any room. I've been looking for a lamp for the longest time, like a floor lamp. Super simple, but still very elegant. And then I love the fact that it's the double bulb because you can control how bright you want it. So sometimes during the evening hours, I only want half as bright, and that's like a really nice feature. And Asher very much so does approve of our new space. But obviously I had the room in my bedroom, but these are just great options if you're trying to furnish a living room, whether it's in a house, an apartment. I am going to have all of this linked below. All of these pieces I feel like are so timeless. They all go together and they all fit in the budget. And eventually I will add wall art. And actually guys, please let me know, what do you think? Like, just do you think paintings here? I never like to rush paintings because I don't want to just buy something random, but obviously there's a whole bunch of blank wall space, so let me know. And by the way, thank you to you guys. You guys are the ones, a few people commented on my videos telling me about this type of setup, like do a couch here and 2 chairs there and then a coffee table and a lamp and a table, and I love you guys. Once again, I'm going to have the links below for all of the pieces shown. You know what? I'm going to link my living room rug as well. Every time I take a photo in my living room or a video or anything, I always get questions asking, where did you get your rug? It is the perfect rug because it not only looks good, but it feels so good. Like Asher oftentimes doesn't even go on his bed. Like he's just all about that rug. It's just so plush, which is not necessarily easy to find in a rug, not to mention this rug is like a really good price. But yeah, all of the pieces I mentioned are at great price points, the quality cannot be beat, and the shipping is so fast. Like all of this was in 2-day shipping, which is just, we're spoiled nowadays. I feel like if anything's gonna take more than a week, I get like antsy. So it's really awesome that it just comes so fast. But without further ado, let us get to the New York vlog, my last days on Long Island. Good morning, guys, and welcome to chaos. And I'm not just talking about the room I'm currently standing in, which is literally looks like a bomb went off in here. It's not looking too good. Okay, let's ignore that. This morning I woke up and got a message that my flight was canceled. to Cincinnati, which like normally for so many reasons would be no big deal. Number one, okay, I'll just hop on the next flight. Well, all the flights today are canceled. Number two, who cares? Spend an extra day in New York. But for a couple of reasons, it's just not great. One, I have a puppy who I have been dying to get back to. I'm not even going to go into it, but like being away from him has just been really hard. And oh my gosh, I'm literally about to... And then the other thing is I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow for, you know, like I have like my monthly checkups that I think are about to turn into weekly checkups actually. So that's another thing that I'm obviously going to have to cancel. It's just been a hot mess. I don't even like fully understand why every single flight is canceled. I think it's weather related. I mean, it's the most sunny day ever right now. Probably weather somewhere in between, but yeah. Today has just been a very big day of problem solving. Number one, I was worried about Asher having to stay a whole extra day. He doesn't have any more food because we only gave like a certain amount of food, obviously, for him to be there. We weren't planning on our flights getting delayed, so I had to DoorDash him some food to the doggy daycare. It worked out great. So he's not going to be happy that it's to stay an extra night, but at least the man is going to be fed. He's going to be good. Number two, I was able to reschedule my doctor's appointment, which is good. I obviously hate doing that, like just canceling on someone and then that time slot. It just, I hate being a canceler, but like there's nothing I can do. And then number three, I've just had to do a whole bunch of work today that I was planning on getting done on the plane, but it's fine. I got it all done. We are doing well. And now that I can breathe, it is finally hitting me that I am sitting in my bedroom for the last time ever since my parents are selling. And we don't even know exactly when they're going to put their house on the market, sometime within the next month or two. Their home in Cincinnati that they're currently building should be done allegedly in January. But the other big thing is they still haven't even started building yet. So like who actually knows? It's kind of one big question mark up in the air. But they obviously have been trying to just get things in order, getting ready to sell. And I'm not going to be coming back here at all. Like obviously in the fall I'll be having the baby, and so this is my very last time. And oh my gosh, I should actually like insert a little clip of little Clancy sitting here filming her YouTube videos over a decade ago. This used to be my spot, like, and I can actually show you. I'm always so interested when people are filming. I'm like, but what is like the setup you're filming using? And I am using the very complex lighting system of a window, which honestly, I always tell everyone natural light is actually the best. Like, yes, you have your fancy lights and all of that if you need it, but natural light. So I always used to film in front of this window, and then with whatever contraption I could put on my window seat that my dad built me so many years ago, which was so nice, a nice little reading nook. And as much as I'm a fan of Irish goodbyes, there's no point in dragging out a goodbye. I definitely do want to like take in these last hours of being in this house. I've heard people before who are like, oh, moving out of my childhood home, so emotional. And I'm like, oh, you know, okay. I just never really thought about it. But it is crazy. You know, we moved here when I was 5 years old, and moving here onto this street changed my entire life. Like I met my best friends. I had such a great childhood, and it is definitely weird. But my stomach is growling. I think we're going to go try to get some lunch. You know what? This whole flight cancellation thing, the one good thing, we get to return to the bistro one last time. It is my favorite spot here in New York, on Long Island specific. It's just so good. Like, I don't know how they do what they do, but they do it. How do you feel, Zach, that you have officially escaped having to move to New York? I feel like this has been like a lingering possibility over the years.
I wouldn't say it was necessarily a close call. It was like on, obviously, the docket of options that could happen in my life, which, no offense, anybody currently living or from Long Island, it was one I wasn't really looking forward to. I can say that for sure. It's just a different place. I mean, I'm not hating it. It's just where I'm from. I'm comfortable there. I like it there. Everything on Long Island is just different, and some people prefer it, and you know what? Some people do not. I'm one of the ones that do not.
And so, why?
We don't need to get into the weeds. People will really get offended.
I don't want to be offensive about it, but like, what don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, but it could come off offensive.
Well, I'm genuinely curious.
I don't know. It's crowded. It's dirty.
It's okay.
It's
not dirty. Though.
I mean, look, I don't even want to show where we're at. These streets are a hot mess. They're not like you might think I don't have a steady hand, but their streets look like they've gone through, well, who knows? They were probably poured a long time ago. So, probably 80 years of
So who
chaos.
Who knew the streets were such that horn was not for me, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we've been honked at 7 times, driving normal. We're just driving. I mean, I will preface, I don't always think Clancy's the best driver, but she's been perfect on the ride home. She's not, and she still got honked at 7 times, which I think all 7 are unjustified.
Wow, thank you.
So, especially by this guy behind us. Let's show him live. That guy's
Yeah, that guy's, is it a guy or a girl?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a woman.
Well, that's also not shocking. I could get in trouble for that as well.
God, you give Zach the camera, and I just feel like
this is why I go
we're
on
about to get canceled.
This is why I go on a hiatus. I can't get too much camera time.
I feel like you do like a lot of camera time, and then you just like stop for a while. You lay low.
I don't know when I get too comfortable. But no, I mean, Long Island's been great. I mean, we just went to a nice restaurant for lunch. Being close to Clancy's other family and friends is nice. So, I mean, there are a lot of pros being out here. But when it gets down to, is it brass tacks? Is that the saying?
Yeah.
I mean, what we bought our house for and what we could get here.
Oh, it's scary.
It's insane. Property here is much more expensive. So, I mean, good for the Long Islanders and about to be good for your parents when they sell. There's no cost versus gain. I mean, it's negative to me. If you told me I could buy the exact same house here for what we paid there, I still wouldn't do it. So, I mean, there is literally no added value, just to me. That's my opinion, and everybody has their own opinion. So, no, it's nice that Clancy's parents are willing to, let's just say, upgrade their lifestyle by moving to us. Those poor things that they have to buy a brand new house for less. What an awful thing they have to do. A bigger, nicer house for less money must suck.
No, but you know how I look at it? I think this area is very expensive for 2 main reasons. 1, proximity to New York City, and then 2, proximity to the beach. 1, I'm not a big New York City person at all. Like, yeah, it's fun to go on vacation there. 2, I'm not a beach person. I feel embarrassed to say it. I know that sounds like, what? Like no one wants to say that, right? Like, you want to be like that nature, like I feel called to the ocean. Maybe the Florida ocean, but like New York beaches are not like beautiful. Like, no offense, they're just not. Like, you've never even really been, Zach?
No, we went once when it was cold, and we went to eat over there like once too. So I mean, no, I've not like dipped my toes in the.
Wait, I'm gonna try to find the most awkward photo Zach and I have ever taken. We both look like dweebs. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I mean, probably.
I think your hands are in your pocket. I look like a freak. It just was so bad.
I mean, it's nice to visit, and I've always had fun when we visit. And then a lot of times we go into the city, which for me, I think the city's cool. Which, yeah, I mean, and there you go. I think the city's cool, and I like beaches. So those would be things that would be 2 pros on the list. And I mean, it is what it is. There's no need to say. I mean, there's no need to beat a dead horse.
Were you about to say, who knows, we might move here?
No, gosh, no. We avoided, we just discussed, we avoided that. And we'll be back. I mean, we'll be back to see Carly and Matt.
Visiting is always really nice. It's just, we like to go back to our little life.
And it's not even like, quote unquote, like, we don't live like where I'm from. So it's not like I forced Clancy to go back to like where I grew up. Like, it's not where we live. Like, it's probably like a misconception. I would not want to live in my hometown, like where I grew up either. So no offense to people still in my hometown. So we found a place that worked for us, and our neighborhood's nice, and we feel like we fit in. The demographic is about our age with young ones, which is nice.
Young ones.
So as you can see, Clancy isn't just drinking beer. She's got a young one in there.
Wait, I thought you were saying our neighbors were like our neighbors were young ones.
No, they have young ones.
I was like, geez, I don't really think 30 is too young.
No, especially when I'm feeling like I'm 60. So yeah, we had a good trip. I mean, if we're gonna bash on anybody, we're gonna bash on American Airlines, but we don't need to even get into that. No. Complete failure. And their callback system. If anyone knows this tool where you call and it goes just straight to voicemail. So they don't even call you. They don't call you back. And I want to work on that American Airlines. I can't even give you a 1 out of 10 today. That's a 0.5 out of 10 effort.
But what a blessing in disguise. We got to spend a whole extra day here.
We get to hang out with Walter, which is nice. And Cappy, I guess.
I can't even talk about Asher without like crying.
Yeah, I mean, that was a major downfall. Thanks, American Airlines.
Yeah, you separated me from my puppy. Like, that is not okay. But I don't blame them. And honestly,
I don't blame them. It is seriously only their fault.
But who knows? Who knows why? Like, what if every flight got canceled today, and I don't understand. There must be a storm happening somewhere in between. And listen,
every flight did not get canceled today. Their flights went off today.
Every American, I don't know. That's what the woman said on the phone. And I would rather, be safe. Like, don't put me in the air if things aren't going to be okay. So it's fine. We're going to make it work. If tomorrow, I'm really nervous though, Zach. Tomorrow we could get canceled again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We never know. So.
I think I'll actually have a mental breakdown if that's the case. That's
what happens when you stay too long on Long Island. You have mental breakdowns.
No. Right now, my mom and I are on a path we have been many times. Tell them when I was little, I thought you were my hero. On the way from basketball practice, I'd be like, Mom, can we please get Baskin Robbins? And she was so delighted. Like, yes, like this is my big excuse to pig out for the night. And you would say yes every time. And I'd be like, I have the best mom ever.
Well, you said that anyway.
Yeah, so we're going to Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins. Hopefully this is my last New York meal. I'm so scared about the flights tomorrow.
Have you told them you were canceled?
Yeah, I did. And also, hopefully they have dairy-free. We don't even know that yet.
Yeah.
This will be devastating. Well, in a devastating turn of events, they do not have any non-dairy flavors. So I ran into the grocery store. I've never tried these, never heard of these, never heard of this. Okay, well, I guess the brand is this local grocery store. But some double chocolate mini cookies might hit the spot. I also got Zach some dark chocolate as well because I'm the wife of the year. My mom is just running in to get the dinner, but oh my, I would kill for this right now. I would kill. And I have been known to dabble in dairy and I have been known to regret it. And tomorrow's a travel day. Like I can't be irresponsible. So I'm not doing it, but I would kill. I really would. All right, let's do a Long Island food haul, the last one. Zach is getting his classic New York pizza.
It's not greasy or anything.
Let's see. Be honest. Do you notice any difference? Does it taste good? Oh my gosh.
Does it taste good? Yes. Do I think it's a big difference? No.
I got a grilled chicken wrap, and I didn't know if you'd want it or not, but I got you some dark chocolate.
Well, with all that, I think I'll be good. But
I wasn't expecting your cheesy bread.
I didn't think it was gonna be that big either.
To be this. Good morning, guys. I don't even know how or why I am awake right now. I mean, it's not even that early anymore. It's 5:17 in the morning. I have been awake since 2:45, which just wide awake. Haven't been able to go back to sleep. Anxiety. It's strong this morning, and it's one of those things. I mean, I was telling Zach yesterday because when we were eating lunch, I was still feeling just. You guys, if you've had it, there's no way to even describe it other than it's just this horrible just pit in your body where I don't even. It's so hard to explain. It really is. But I was telling Zach this doesn't make sense. We have resolved all of the issues, right? We've checked them because I woke up yesterday and there was just a lot of moving parts. But I'm checking things off the boxes. I'm resolving things. Sometimes I feel like it takes my body an extra beat or two to catch up to the fact that it's okay, we're all good. And I just feel like my body does not realize that right now. Hence the reason I've been up for hours and I've gotten no sleep. I mean, the other big thing also is checking the flight times, making sure everything. I mean, so far, and did I tell you guys, Zach and I are on different flights. We couldn't get on the same flight. So far, my flight is on time. We'll see about Zach. And I think it was around this time yesterday that they canceled all the flights. So we will see. But I'm going to hop in the shower. Everyone should be getting up within probably the next hour and check in. And hopefully I will be a happier, more alert human because right now I am just dead. I'm beginning my farewell tour of the house, starting downstairs. There have been many memories made in this basement. One of the best ones, this is when Carly and I first became friends. we were like 6 years old, had no idea like we just had no idea that alcohol was toxic. Like we just thought, I don't know what we were thinking, but we created this concoction full of liquor and gave it to her little sister who was like 3. And luckily the parents like interfered before she could drink it. But like I just remember we got so yelled at, like that was not good. And then the other thing, this is like the infamous picture of my dad from his 40th, which oh my gosh, so that's 20 years ago. And I've mentioned on here before that our baby actually could be a redhead, because take a look at my dad. It's weird, like he was a redhead. Like it's kind of like strawberry blonde. It's not like bright red. I mean, it kind of is. That's like pretty red. And then somehow, some way, it just changed over the years. So yeah, that's my dad. But the best part about this sign is what's on the other side. This was the infamous no sleepover, no peace sign when all of the neighbors, we all wanted a sleepover, and this is how we were going to get it. Don't mess with us or else. And then this is the best. Can we at least have a late night? Which a late night is basically when we could stay at each other's houses longer than usual. This is definitely my handwriting, I can tell. Or else we'll grow up yelling, no sleepover, no peace. Also another Clancy creation. I could just tell by my handwriting. Kids rule, grown-ups drool. One last look at the backyard, which is funny because I'm saying goodbye to a whole different house than we originally moved into, just with the amount of work my parents have done on it. Like, this is just all so different. One funny story though, there used to be a little shed / clubhouse right here, because it was always a running joke in my family that I asked my dad like all the time, can you build me a clubhouse? Like when I was like 5, right? 5 and 6 and 7 maybe. I'm like, can you build me a clubhouse? Can you build me a clubhouse? And he'd always just be like, maybe one day, but no. Then I think it was my 13th birthday. I come outside and there's a plank of wood, and my parents are like, we're building you your clubhouse. But like at this point, like I'm going into high school, like I don't really like need or want a clubhouse. And I just remember being like silently horrified, but like also like public, obviously like outer, like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much, like this is like a dream come true. And my dad built it, and I never did play in the clubhouse, but it ended up being his storage shed. But that was a classic moment. Bye, Walter. Next time I see you, you're gonna be a Cincinnati boy where you're just gonna thrive and just be so good. It's funny, Mom, I was saying how this is a whole different house than the one I grew up in though. Like so much has changed.
Yeah, hopefully for the good, for the sale.
Yes. Thank you for everything, Mom, and the baby shower.
From safe travels, you know to keep me updated.
Yeah. Shut up. There it is, Dad's garden. One last look at it.
Okay, I cannot even begin to tell you how lucky we got, because even though it sucked our first flight was canceled, the next day was just as much of a mess, if not even more of a mess, where we got on a 9:18 flight out of JFK in New York. Zach wasn't even supposed to be on that flight because it was all booked up. Somehow he ended up being like number 10 on a wait list, which obviously is not good. He got on the flight. It was amazing. And then after that, they canceled every other flight of the day. We would have been stuck. We would have been stranded. And like, I think at that point, just with Asher, and I would have had a little bit of a mental breakdown, just a little bit. But yeah, we really, really, really lucked out. So yeah, as much as obviously it's sad to be saying goodbye to like my childhood home and all of that, it's a good thing. Like obviously I would rather my parents here in Cincinnati as opposed to seeing them a couple times a year, traveling back to New York. And it's a good thing, but obviously at the same time, it's still okay to be sad. I just try not to be sad about things that are good things, like sentimental things. Like I try to like put it into perspective. Like this is good. Let us not be sad about it. I will once again have those links below if you guys want to check out any of the Wayfair items. I just love this little area so much. And I guess that's it. I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.